Hey HR friends, welcome back. This is a summary video on step 2. We're going to talk about the key points in step 2. Now, what we discussed here is the design of these clocks and how they relate to how we learn within this simulated experience. We talked about the macro pattern and we talked about the micro pattern. And we talked about how the macro pattern creates our unique perspectives that we're born with, and the micro pattern allows us to learn not only about our perspective, but all the other perspectives. Now, it's very important to understand the design of these clocks because they show what the objective is. And the objective is to mature and balance every one of these third-person perspectives so that every person in every family can enjoy peace and prosperity. Very important that as a collective whole, we understand the design of this simulated experience. So for us to overcome this conflict, we really have to start having conversations about how we're going to redesign our entire world. What do I mean redesign? Well, we can't continue with the way that we're doing business. Business cannot be a strategy to compete with all the other businesses and to see who can have the most power or control. Our future business strategies have to be, how do we bring our businesses together? How do we get them to complement each other so that we're maximizing our resources and we're maximizing how many people we can help with those resources? We cannot look the other way as we have nations that are in absolute disarray and destruction right now. And the nations that are still semi-organized need to be taking the initiative to helping those other nations. We can't continue to fight. Fighting is not the solution. That will make all of our problems exponentially worse. And we cannot continue to ignore our environmental concerns. If we do that, the only thing that will happen is that it will continue to get harder and harder for us to have any kind of semblance of pleasantness. You see, as individuals, we can try for as long as we want to isolate our individual selves or our families from this disarray, but at some point, the world becomes so unbalanced at the larger levels that even if you've created peaceful and a serene environment that you believe is good for you, it doesn't exist once these environments overwhelm it. Health Reconnected is trying to help you understand that if tomorrow looks like today, nothing's going to change. This is going to be a complete reboot, people, and it starts with our minds, and we can't reboot our minds until we can wrap our heads around how this is designed, how this works, and what will happen if we continue to do what we've been doing versus what will happen if we all decide to do this together and to shift together to the direction of whole-based thought, all about balancing our families, all about balancing our world. And when we do that, everyone is going to enjoy the result of it. That's where we're going here, people. That's what Health Reconnected is trying to inspire, and feel confident that if you're feeling overwhelmed, that there's nothing you can do at this level, there is. This is what we need you to do. We need you to balance your families. We need you to balance your perspectives. We need you to care about what other people think. We need you to put down your guns and stop fighting. And if you do that, we can tell you what we're going to do on our end. We're going to talk to all the organizations that are currently manipulating or influencing how we experience life at the smaller level and make sure that they clearly understand what has to happen at their level. Now, the next video is going to talk about the consequences of not achieving whole-based thought. For every individual on this planet or in this simulation that does not achieve whole-based thought, there is a penalty for this. And this should make sense to you because the simulation is only designed to create conscious awareness, or the idea that you can choose for more than yourself. And once you understand what the consequences are for not doing this, you'll understand why we got to, or why you're going to want to. Now, at the same token, if we do this, the reward for doing this is worth its weight in gold. In fact, if you wanted to see what a pleasant retirement would look like, That's what this W, this whole-based thought, this whole-based initiative, it is the equivalent of a heavenly afterlife. All right, stay tuned. The next video is going to introduce you to how we calculate individual circadian rhythms, and then it's going to introduce the two ways that you can exist within this simulated reality. We appreciate your time. See you at step 3.